Hello dear students, very good morning to you all. Hope all of you are keeping fine and doing well. Dear students, this particular class is meant for the students of class 12, and in this class we will be learning the first unit of our total English. See, you can have a view of your total English book. Hope all of you have already purchased the book. We are sure, and for a couple of classes we will be dealing grammar class. So in this particular class what we are going to do, please have a look at the board here. Simple present tense. Unit 1 deals with tense and their usage. Tense and their usage, that is the title, and the first two parts deals with the usage of simple present tense and present continuous tense, their usage, how they are used, and the third point we will be discussing is about the composition writing, the essay writing. Then the next fourth point we will be dealing in this particular class is about the structure of a composition. Then the fifth point that we will be dealing is proposal writing, and of course we will wind up the class with some homework. Yes, dear students, there is nothing new that you do not know of what I have written here. We have already discussed this thing, we have already learned these things. Now after reaching in class 12, I don't have to tell you what is present tense or what are the divisions of present tense. But being my favorite students, let me remind you about what is this tense, what is simple present tense, what is tense. See, tense, it has got three tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. You know that. And each tense has got four divisions again: simple present tense, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Same is the case with past tense and future tense also. So now, how to form this simple present tense or present continuous tense? All the formula that I have already told you how we have to form that one. See, for example, taking this one, subject plus simple present tense. I am speaking subject plus the first form of the verb, first form of the verb. So that is the formula. That means I write, he writes. When the third person comes, he, she, it, the subject verb we have to add yes or es according to the verb we have to write, only in the case of third person. So that is the formula again. Formula of present continuous tense: subject plus is or are or am plus verb, the first form of the verb plus ing form. That is the verb. Again you have to, I am working or I am writing. That way it will go like that. So in your chapter unit number 1, we can have a view of this one, unit number 1. It deals with the usage of simple present tense, and the next page you will find present continuous tense. So what you are asked to do, so I am not going to spend a lot of time here telling how we have to use all these things. Please read by yourself and understand these things. But quickly I will remind you about the use of this present tense. First thing is that the simple present tense is used on various situations, like in expressions in the immediate present. Expressions in the immediate present, for example, it is very cold. Then second use is to indicate the present period, to mention the present period, like our school has a big hall, present situation. To express a situation that is permanent, a permanent situation, that also our office faces the east. Then fourth use is to express general truths like the soul is immortal or sun rises in the east. Then to express regular or habitual actions, I get up early and have breakfast. Then the sixth use is to express a future action that is what do we do next month, what do we do next month. The college reopens next month. Then again the next usage, that is on page number 8, you will find in time clauses. Time clauses we use the simple present tense. Example, wait there until I come back. Wait there until I come back, that is the use in time clauses. Then in conditional sentences, you have already learned different types of sentences, and conditional sentences, unless you work fast, you will be late. Unless you work fast, you will be late. So unless is the word that is used for conditional sentence. Then in factual writing, what is factual writing? Pour 3 cups of water and bring it to a boil. Factual, when somebody shows others how to do something. Factual, telling facts, reality, how you have to. It is almost like explaining a process of tea making or cooking something. So it's a process. So in that case we have to use mainly the simple present tense. Then in dramatic narrations, you know, drama, dialogues, and so in the film, Amit plays the central role. Then in report that is of news, again you have to use I hear you are moving, I hear you are moving, going away from here. Then 12th point, to introduce quotations. For example, Thomas Fuller says, the great and the small have need of one another. Yes, these are the general use of our simple present tense. Dear students, please pay attention. I have just not explained in the wider sense because you must know, by this time you must know what are the use of this simple present tense. Now let me take your attention to present continuous tense. In the same way, what are the things? Present continuous tense, it is used for the following part. That is, for something happening at the time of speaking. At the time of speaking, something happens and you want to express something, that is called we are having a meeting, or I am feeling very tense now. Now, next one, to emphasize the present moment, to emphasize focus on the present moment. I am working as a teacher. I am working as a teacher. I work as a teacher. No, I am working as a teacher. Then third one is planned future actions. For mentioning about the planned future action, that means I am meeting you at the railway station tomorrow. We are going to have a debate next Saturday. Already decided future action. Then the fourth use of present continuous tense is to indicate progressive change. A change that is in progress. My handwriting is improving. Our team is improving. Or the energy demand is increasing. Like that. Then fifth usage of simple present tense is to denote frequent actions. You are always looking for faults. Frequent actions, habitual action, almost like in a habitual action. Next one, do you know if she is still playing golf these days? For example, note the difference in the meaning between the following two sentences. That is, Anita always takes part in sports, which means simple Anita always takes part. That is, simple present implies that Anita regularly takes part in sports when required to do so, whenever it is required. So, Anita always takes part in sports. The second sentence, let us see, Anita is always taking part in sports. That means not only she is participating only for the occasion of sport events, but more than that, almost every day, every time she participates. That is the difference. So, those are the usages of simple present tense and present continuous tense. Yes, dear students, on page number 10, this is your page number 10, this is assignment, some homework is there, and here you have to do this one. This is part of your homework which I have already mentioned here in this last point. Here, fill in the blanks using the simple present or the present continuous tense of words given in brackets. As you used to do, please complete this one and then take the snapshot of this or screenshot of that one. Then forward to me, I will correct and get back to you with the answer immediately. So now we are going to the third part of our discussion, that is composition writing. It's a very important question where you are asked to write 400 to 450 words, almost 4 to 5 pages of your essay. That is what you are asked to do, and its mark is 25 or 20 depending on the internal assessment. Again, the mark can be reduced into 20 or 25. Whatever may be the mark, you are asked to write a composition of 400 to 450 words. So accordingly, what is a composition? You know that you have been doing these things since your 9th class at least. In a composition, the simple unit for expressing thought in a sentence. Larger units such as paragraph, story and essay are in reality only enlarged sentences. So qualities of good composition, that is what we have to focus. In qualities of composition, following points that you have to understand, that is, it should be relevant. What you are writing, that should be meaningful. Then the second point that you have to focus is well organized. Your composition should be well organized, well planned. That means then signposted. Third point, that is signposted, link sentences, phrases and words which help in understanding and maintaining the connection between different sections. So one part should be connected to the next one. So third one should be connected to the fourth one should be connected to the fifth paragraph, sixth paragraph, like that, or sentence after sentence. So for that one, signposted. That means signposted means the linking words should be used. Then cohesive. Next point that what you have to do is be consistent, have no contradictions. See, in the same sentence you are telling about a positive aspect of that one. Immediately in the next sentence you are just saying the ulta, opposite of what already you have said. That is not allowed. The sun normally rises, the example sentence I am speaking, sun normally rises in the east. And now you are just changing, contradicting in the see, yesterday I saw sun rising in the north, like that too. So that is contradicting. It is just opposite of what you have already said about the rising of the sun. So concise, clear, clarity, avoid unnecessary repetition and meaningless phrases. Clarity should be there, clearance should be there in whatever you write, and well expressed. See, for this one, the style of writing should be comprehensible with simple and clear expressions. So that is what you have to. So qualities of a good composition. So these things you have to keep in your mind, like it should be relevant, well organized, then signposted, then cohesive, then concise and well expressed. These are the things that the evaluators will look into your essay. Then what are the structure? Next point that we are going to deal is about the structure. This is the point. The structure, general structure of the essay can be summarized in 2 points: introductory part, body part and concluding part. This is the general structure of any composition, any writing. So in this structure, in the introductory part, let us focus. Getting the introduction in place is important because it is here that you lay the foundation of your composition. Introduction is the foundation, the base on which you build your total essay. So introduction is very important. For example, an introduction should be like demonstrate that the topic is understood, state the proposition, then outline key points of the topic, then prepare the way ahead for composition. The next thing, the body part, the most important part of your essay, that is the body part. Here it constitutes the main part of the essay. It is here that the topic is developed using paragraphs, each paragraph dealing with one distinct aspect of the subject. So in an essay, especially when you write, you have to write 450 words, different paragraphs you have to write. In these different paragraphs, don't write all the things, all the ideas together. No, in one paragraph. Each paragraph should be with one particular idea. Alright. And the next paragraph should be in relation with the first paragraph. So, order of narration, that is very important. In your body part, order of narration, that is second part. See, in this structure, first one is introductory part, where you lay the foundation of your essay. Then the second one is the body part, where you give the order of narration, what happens. Like the common method is to rank the points in order of importance, either starting from the least powerful point and building momentum up to the most compelling one. So structure, hierarchical order, like that should be followed. You can start from the least point to the first point, or first point to the least point, like that you have to develop. Then the next point that you have to focus is form broad to specific, broad, wider area to particular thing. It is usual to provide an overview or the background information before going into detail. Then chronological order, that sequential order, step by step procedure, that is what. Then cause and effect. The argument of an essay might trace a causal chain, a series of events and effects they produce. Cause and effects, you have just right. Then comparison, that is a discussion comparing two different things might be based on this one. And then the concluding part, that is the conclusion, that is the third part of the essay. That is, in the conclusion, do not simply restate the topic. That is not what you are asked to do. It provides an opportunity to complete your case and to make a final statement that leaving a lasting impression. First, last impression should be created. The conclusion should appear to be a logical development of the topic. The last sentence should have a rhythmic effect so as to produce a strong feeling that the topic has finally come to a satisfactory natural end. So these are the things that you have to focus. The structure of our composition, again you have to remember introductory part, there you find lay the foundation. Then in the body part, there you have to follow the sequential order or the step by step how a particular thing develops. You can start from the least point to the first point, or first to the last point, like that. Then the concluding part, the general summary or the conclusion of what already you have stated. It is made with a mixed systematic way that you have to write. So these are the things. Dear students, now without wasting much of your time, I would like to take your attention to the proposal writing, which you have already learned in your previous class, in class 11. So a proposal literally means a plan of a program, a plan of a program. It refers to a formal or written document put forward for approval by the competent authority. A proposal is given or suggested before a competent authority from where we need to get the permission. The title, let us first important thing is the title. A proposal must have an apt title, suitable title. It is mentioned in the proposition itself and the students have to take it from there with slight modifications. That already the title is given. with little bit modification you have to use that one. For example, if the question says setting up a science club or eco club or kindness club, the title should be proposal for setting up a science club or eco club or kindness club. Proposal for it. That is the title. Then if the question asks for organizing an event, the title should be proposal for organizing. See, this should be like this here. Proposal for organizing a charity drive, fancy dress show, talk show, cultural program, etc. So, proposal for conducting a quiz, workshop, musical, etc. That is the method. It is given on page number 13. And what are the things that we need to focus for heading? The heading, it needs to define what your proposal is about and what you intend to do by putting forward your proposal. For example, if you want to establish a kindness club in your school, you should clearly state that you want to establish a kindness club and what is the purpose of starting this particular club. You should have at least 2 sentences to define the purpose behind establishing a kindness club. So heading, simply don't stop with heading writing, but you have to mention the purpose of in 2 sentences also. Then objectives. Next topic that you have to remember is objectives. Each proposal must include at least 2 objectives to define what results you intend to achieve by making such a proposal. What is your aim? What you are going to achieve? If you want to establish a kindness club, state which values you wish to inculcate among your fellow students and how will it help them. For example, it will help the students to learn to contribute to social welfare and inculcate the values of kindness and generosity in them. These are the objectives. So first point is heading or introduction. Second one is objectives. Then third one, list of measures, various steps that you are going to take for this one. You should enlist the measures you would take to make this proposal a success. Since 4 marks have been allotted for this section, it must have at least 4 measures. So 4 marks are allotted for this list of measures, thus that 4 points should be there. Then concluding sentence and signature. The proposal should be concluded with a sentence stating that you are hopeful that your proposal will be accepted by the principal of the school. It should be followed by the signature of the person who has made the proposal and his her designation, job, maybe secretary of arts club or literary club, like that one. Then remember, 2 marks will be awarded for linguistic ability, the language ability. So use polite and appropriate language as you are seeking permission for undertaking a particular activity. Yes, dear students, in our next page, what you have seen, see on page number 14-15, it is given like model specimen answers are given here. So you have to learn the methodology that is already given here, and you have to learn exactly the way you have to learn and write for your examination. So it is very compulsory that you have to be careful. List of measures, all the things are given. Question is given, total 10 mark question. Then specimen answer, that is the model answer proposal for setting up a science club. Then list of it is there, heading is given, objectives is here, list of measures given there. Then the final part, that is the concluding sentence or the structure, that is what it is given there. So important, it is suggested that while writing a proposal, the students provide an apt title, a heading that is an introduction of about 2 sentences, a minimum of 2 objectives, and a list of measures of a minimum of 4 poems. The proposal should be concluded with an appropriate sentence. 2 marks will be awarded for linguistic ability. So these are the things that you have to focus. Yes, dear students, and apart from that, see, assignment is given there. So these are the assignment and you have to do the homework. This is part of homework. Homework on page number 15. That is homework, that is page 15. Of course, before that page, that was page 10. Page 10. And of course, that more is there for you, page number 17 and 18. 17, 18. Homework. These are the things that you need to do, and I will get back to you. Now, on page number 15, you will find that in Britain English, we all mainly learn and use British English. The full stop in abbreviations, which include the first and the last letters of a single word, such as Mr., Mrs., Miss, Doctor, and Saint, is omitted. After that one, see what the point is. Written English, see, Mr. Jones or Miss Rani. So this full stop, this is omitted. It is omitted. This is not used in British English, but in American English, those things are used. Like the example, see, that means, however, in American English, full stops are used with such abbreviations are used. So in American English, we use with full stop. Britain English, we don't use that one. Two other common abbreviations are AM and PM. That is AM and PM. That is before noon and after noon. Yes. To separate the hours, minutes and seconds, either a point or a colon is acceptable in British English. Colon, just 12, 15, like this. Yes, that means 12 hours time. The point format is common usage. For example, 1.145, that is 1.45 p.m. The colon format is more common in digital devices. Colon is, that is the thing you have to remember. Now the last part of this chapter, this unit, that is of our prepositions. Again, dear students, the very first class parts of speech that come, there comes preposition. But a preposition is a word usually placed before a noun or a pronoun to show its relation to some other words in a sentence. Preposition shows the words or the relation of noun or this pronoun, how it is related. For example, there is a pen on the book. She is fond of music. Jane jumped into the river. So these are the things. Now kinds of preposition are also there. Simple preposition, that is single word preposition. Example, on, it, at, by, for, from, of, etc. Then compound preposition is like into, inside, outside, within, without. All those things are called compound prepositions. Then the third one, then phrase prepositions in front of, as well as, not only but also, then owing to, for the sake of, in course of time, like that way. It is called the phrase preposition. And participle preposition, they are concerning, occurring, considering, notwithstanding, regarding, pending, etc. So pending further instructions, you are transferred to the regional office. So these are the things that I wanted to tell. And of course, on the word followed by prepositions, these things you should be very much familiar. Excuse me. These words you should be very much familiar. Then on assignment is given that you have to complete, and after completing each homework, you have to take a photo of what you have done and please send to me, and I will get back to you as you used to do in the previous years. Hope you have understood the class. Yes, dear students, it is time for us to wind up the class. In our next class, we will be discussing about the specimen paper 1 that is already solved. That is the exact method, the type of questions that you are going to get for your board examination. Thus, dear students, let me wind up the class by reminding you of what we have already learned. Total English, unit number 1, tense and their usage, and in this one, simple present tense and simple present continuous tense usage we have learned. Then the next point that we have learned is about the composition and the structure of composition. After that structure of composition, we have already learned the proposal writing. Then after proposal writing, again we have learned some prepositions. What is preposition and what are the kinds of prepositions that already you have learned. Then followed by some homework, and your homework is given on page number 10, again 15, 17 and 18. Please read and understand these things one time, and let us continue our lesson. And in next class I will be calling you for a teachment video live class. That time we will clarify all the doubts. Alright, for the until we meet again, let us stop this class. Alright, have a nice day. Thank you.